Hi, I'm Donna Williams, the Wake County Republican Party Chair, coming to you from our office today with Fred Von Cannon, who is running for the NC House District 35. Fred, thank you so much for coming today and talking with me.
Absolutely, glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Well, this is to allow our voters to just a little bit more information, learn a little bit more information about you. And let's start off with your education and your background that has brought you to where you are today.
My background is I was born in North Carolina. I've been living in northern Wake County for over 20 years, and I'm entrepreneurial, so I have a few businesses. We have probably almost 100 employees in northern Wake County. And education, I've got a bachelor's and a master's in computer engineering, and so that's kind of my field. Spent almost 8 years in the Navy, so that's my background.
Excellent. And what made you decide to get involved in politics?
Oh, that's a great one. I would say my whole life I was able to vote for Ronald Reagan twice, and so I've been, as Rush would call it, in the arena of ideas all my adult life, and I've just loved the discussion and the how politics, just all about it. Mm-hmm. But over the last 10 or 15 years, seen just a huge swing toward the true polarization, mm-hmm. And really down a road that is, not where I think our country needs to be. The progressives have taken us much further than I think anybody really thought, and I think a lot of people are waking up and realizing that we've got to stop this slide, this rapid slide, or we're not going to have the country that we want, or certainly that we grew up in.
I agree. And what made you decide to run for the House, the North Carolina House?
Great questions. I think that. And I think this election is probably more indicative of what I'm going to say than any in my memory, this is really a bottom-up election. I think congressional and Senate, that's great. The reality is the most important race on the ballot is probably the school board race. This is, and so the closer you get to the actual people and to local, the more local, the better, and we've seen that a lot. And so as I was thinking about running, I thought, the House and just representing the people where I live in the North Carolina House and trying to bring some conservative values to that would be the best fit for me. I don't have kids in the school district anymore in the public schools, so I thought that was just a great fit, and I've had a lot of support in that effort so far. So.
Excellent. And my next question is, when you get elected to our General Assembly, what changes do you want to bring to the North Carolina House?
This election is definitely important because we've got the chance not only to get a few people elected, but to actually get over the edge for the supermajority. Mm-hmm. And so when we do, I think there's some things that we can accomplish that the governor has vetoed in the last few years. So I would be looking to bring up several things that have gone through the veto process, but also being creative about some new things. You look at some states that are doing things right. Florida, I think, would be at the top of the list, and see some of the things that they've passed and just take a look and model some things after that. But I think there's a lot that we can do. But again, I'm pro-life. I would urge our caucus to resubmit the infant born alive bill that passed. With bipartisan support, and then didn't get a veto override as the governor twisted some arms. But things like that, I think there's some things that are across the board. We don't have to go off the rails, but there's a lot of things that we can do that the people of North Carolina are looking forward to. Excellent.
And can you tell our listeners where exactly is the House District 35?
Oh, sure. Let me have your paper. So if this is Wake County, this is the northern part of Wake County, and the central part of northern Wake County is essentially it. Okay. And what it really amounts to, easier probably just said Wake Forest and Rollsville. That's kind of loosely what it is.
Okay.
So the northern part of Wake County, the central part of that.
Excellent. I know that voters, I know because I'm involved, but not every voter does. I didn't before I got involved, so that's helpful. And I would imagine that our listeners can get a hold of you a certain way and learn a little bit more about you a certain way.
Sure. One of the best ways is through our website. It's just votevoncanon.com, just all runs together. Vote, VONCANON, one N in the middle of Canon. Votevoncanon.com is probably a great jumping off place to learn a little bit more about me. There's also a donate button, which we could all use, and there's a volunteer tab there you can go and see. There's many ways that we would ask that if you're interested in helping, you can, whether it's yard signs or knocking on doors or calling or prayer or, again, donations. There's all kinds of ways that you can help a campaign.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And is there anything else you'd like to share with us before we wrap up?
Well, again, I mentioned it earlier, this is an important election really for both sides, and realize how important it is because we're only 3 seats short in the House out of the 120 across the state to get the supermajority, and our race has been identified, both caucuses, as probably one of the, if not the #1 target to get that supermajority. So that's definitely where a lot of focus is going to be, and we overlap with a Senate race in that same area that is a really hotly contested one that'll make the difference in the Senate. So that area of northern Wake County, if you're looking to volunteer or get involved, please do reach out to us because there's a lot that we can do, and again, we're combining forces with E.C. Sykes running in that Senate district too to kind of multiply our effort. So that's the ways they can help.
That is terrific. And I will say to anyone who's listening, if you're already involved with the Wake County Republican Party in a precinct, then your job will be to support any candidates that will be on the ballot for your precinct. So, I don't want anybody to think, well, I'm already doing this. If you're already involved, keep going. You're going to be, and that would also include a school board candidate that's on your ballot, any other candidate. So there's many different ways that people can help us and help our candidates. So you get to choose. How do you want to help?
And on July 30th, just I guess to finish that thought, we're going to have our next kind of day of action. So July 30th, if you want to mark it down, again, go to the website, click the volunteer thing, and just mention the July 30th. We're going to have an event that day where we're walking and knocking on doors to benefit my campaign, E.C. Sykes' campaign. By then, the school board races will be filed, and so we will get both of the school board candidates. There's 2 of them up there, and Sheriff Harrison, hopefully the next and previous Sheriff Harrison.
Yes.
And so all those will be out in force for that. Again, there's no reason for us to just go out on our own, so we're going to combine efforts and have a big day where you can help all these candidates on July 30th.
We are a team, most important, and so we invite you to join the team. And I do want to say thank you to our listeners for listening to our conversation today. And I definitely want to thank Fred for coming in and just sitting and chatting. I think it's always good to learn a little bit more about the people that are going to be on your ballot so you feel more comfortable in voting. I also ask you to share this. Share this with people that you know, your neighbors. If you live in District 35 or you know someone that lives in District 35, share this with them, please. Help us get this word out. And lastly, I just invite you to come see us at the office. Behind me, you see our store. These are items that we have available for donations. All the money that is raised from them literally goes to helping our candidates because they are why we exist, is to help them get elected. We are at 1401 Sunday Drive, Suite 105. We are open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5 right now. Those hours will extend as we go through. And Fred, thank you.
Yeah, it's beautiful here. Great office, and thank you.
You're welcome.
And thanks to the Wake GOP for all the help. It is a team, and it wouldn't work without it. So I appreciate you guys helping.
We are here to get you elected this fall,
Awesome.
sir. So thank you very much for running, and thank you very much for coming and talking today.
Absolutely.